And after you would review the minutes, I'll take a motion to put those in effect. I have a motion from Commissioner Cochran for approval. Second by Steve Lee. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All righty. Sheriff Russell, what do we got to talk about?
I guess first A is sheriff's request for new position. Y'all got a copy of that. I made some copies of it.
Yeah.
That's in there too. Kind of give you a little history. We'll start out with the deputies right now. So I'm asking for four. She kind of broke down, two with each. Irving. Three of those are really gonna be probably have a general thing. I already got one. What I'm planning on doing, I want to split the county into 3 zones and have a sergeant be able to flow from zone to zone, be able to help out. Our county's grown so much, I want to try to break it off like a 231 area and have the city zone and the district zone. Have the officer primary try to stay in those areas. It's been several years since we've increased officers. I can remember when I first started, there was a sheriff officer, 3 deputies, and there was 8 or 9 city patrols. And during that time, we worked 3-2 shifts. 2 in the city at all times and 1 in the county. But we didn't have anybody on from 11 to 7 that were on call. And even today, we're still 3 on a shift. We got 1 in the city and 2 in the county. One of those is the sergeants. Get reluctant. Right now, I'm still 2 officers short. I got 1 in the academy. And I'm looking maybe off in one job tomorrow with certified officer. He'll take it. He's got about 15 years of experience. So, but that's kind of where we're at. We had increased media officers since, I know in 1993, Sheriff Robinson went from 3 to 5. Then after I got elected sheriff in '96, I told everybody when I was running, until I got elected, I would start a 3rd shift. So what I done then, I put in for cops grant, because they were to hire 2. And that grant, first year it paid 75% of the salary, second year was 50%, third year 25%. And then 1998, 99, I put in for SRO, and that was the same way for the cops, they paid the same. Since then, I think we've only increased a quarter officer. That was done 5 years ago, I think. Our population back then was like 5,500, 6,000, now we're over 12,000. Our population is double what we've increased. Other than the SROs, about 3 or 4 officers in the last 30 years. And I feel like now is the time to do something. We're constantly running short all the time. We've been short 2 officers for the past year, sometimes 3. I've taken my detectives off the street, got their jobs, putting them on SRO, patrol, was taken away from other officers. That's on that.
Sheriff, let me interrupt you for 1 second. You're talking about when you take these people off the street, are we paying deputies overtime to fill these positions?
Yes,
Okay.
sometimes
So we are paying them time and a half to fill those positions. Okay.
sometimes they are. A lot of times it's taking money for a road slide, they still got to
Yes.
get called out at night, work on investigation. Dispatchers, we've got on a shift, and part of the day we've got a power shift that come in. So most of the time, we've got two on during the day hours, but at night, we've only got one of them. And, when I first started working with the sheriff's department, we had one on the county, one on the city. Even back then, we had two dispatchers. And then we came together in that, 2000, 2001, we went with two dispatchers. One in the jail didn't exist. The females over there were classified as dispatchers / COs. So the ones that stayed, the county commission thought, well, I thought you were gonna get rid of those women. I said, I can't get rid of them, I gotta take care of them. I didn't think about that, you know. Like I said, we don't dispatch them, you know. We got a radio over there and we can hear what's going on. If they're bringing somebody in, call them from Harvard, so I think coming in or need somebody out here, it's one time we use it. We still primary dispatch. City Hall 911. And our call increases. I mean, it just keeps going up. There's no way that we can keep up. The problem we're having is federal government, state government, when you dispatch somebody calls 911, you gotta stay on the phone with them. You're walking through CPR or any other medical emergency, you gotta start doing this. That's one thing you have to start doing. When you're on the phone doing with CPR, another 911 line rings, you just can't hang it up. She'll be there by herself. And it's got to the point where we're gonna have to, I've been trying to get by for a while without having to. These are the things we're looking at that, we're gonna have to do. My warrants clerk, I've got 8 different women at the jail, men and women, entering and taking out warrants. They're staying messed up all the time, and it's hard to keep up with that many people with their hands in the pot. I want to do it with one person, primary doing it all over, seeing all at once. And what I've looked at, we toured these jails, we went by, and I'm kind of looking to the future. Your warrants clerk doing other job duties if you do in the jails. You come in. Right now, if you come in the city hall building, you see a dispatcher sitting there. Dispatchers don't need to be seen by the public, they need to be off themselves. So, we need is there is a records clerk, she takes care of all the officers' forms and everything, they case files, the DA's office, all the judges, counsel, does all the report copy. And a lot of other things too, she does her vehicle sales, but every jail we went to, they had 2. They took care of all that. Then you had visitation like we have at the jail. They took care of visitation. Anybody come in with warrants, judicial commissioner come in, visitation. A lot of other jobs they do other than just this.
The warrants clerk, is that a civilian position or certified?
This be a civilian. I've been planning on doing this for a while. Trying to get things ready so when we do go in this new jail, it's not going to be a major culture for everybody. I know it's going to be a couple years down the road, but it's things that I've got to get ready for. Steve did that, even the state, Jim Hartman city task. We kind of really, your COs don't need to be filled with warrants. At one time, we could do it all, everything. We were even judicial commissioners. The city got hired, the county got the students. It's just changed so much over the years.
Sheriff, some weeks we might end up with 50, 75 warrants.
Yeah.
So it's changed quite a bit.
Yeah. Sports City could be a lot of money right there. We out there every week, sir. Sometimes it might be 2 or 3, it might be 20 or 30.
I've seen 30.
Change times for all of us. Anybody got any questions on the list?
So you're looking at funding this coming July?
Yeah, this coming year.
So this is 70 positions total, or where's it split in between general and?
Well, it's got a split right here. It's depending on how the commission want to do it. or the dispatcher and the deputy. The warrant clerk is primary been in jail. Jail takes care of the warrants. County is always took care of that. It just depends on how y'all want to slice it up. Right. So.
I guess what I'm asking, I just looked at this. Is this 40 positions and some of it come from general or some from urban, or is it 70 positions?
No, this is, you got 4 deputies, 2 dispatchers.
Okay, okay.
That's all. If you got this grade, low grade, because I may have somebody come in like, say, a warrant clerk, but I post that inside my department. I know 2 or 3, I know with them, they've been there so long, I can't start them out at base pay or anything. So what I'm planning on doing is paying them the same as so it is. Then a whole bunch of them wants you know that's it.
I've got another one who wants to come back to do it.
Yeah. So what our plans is in the future, even if we do get into a new jail, when we get there, I'm looking at getting another one then, 2 or 3 years from now. That way we have somebody on 12-hour shifts instead of taking back and forth down. Work like 7 to 7, 6 to 6. But that's what we float out there.
That's another warrant.
Yeah. There'll be somebody there, 4 or 7. And they also take care of me calling the warrant commissioners in, and people come in and all during hours of the day and night taking out warrants. Stay pretty good. They have to come to jail in a minute, so we rested 12 Friday, Saturday.
Friday and Saturday, we did 12.
We used to do that 1 years ago.
That wasn't good at all.
I think we got 43 in jail today.
43. Yeah, but Sheriff, everybody keeps saying 44 beds. There's 2 holding cells that are not good for anything. The drunk tank and holding cell 6. I mean, all they are holding cells, so you can't even count those really as a bed space. Any questions for the sheriff? Grant? Been here. What do you got?
I think it's definitely needed.
I've never asked for anything.
I agree with it 100%. I mean, I agree with it.
Because a lot of nights we only got 2 people take care of the county city.
It's true.
When you're short-handed, you got people on vacation, people in service. And we're giving the employees more vacation time now before we go off.
I did it when I was here too. You know, you have 3 in the county on night shifts, and you got a domestic on, 231, and then a 46 on Highway 10. I mean, you're 2 o'clock in the morning, you're running tight.
So,
You gotta keep somebody in town, because that's your primary business. We had one time, somebody called in a fake 46 down there around the Blueberry Patch. 2 or 3 cars on fire and everything. And, we rushed everybody down there, and there's Camp City wide open. Doing the fake call, a guy was breaking into the Carter Pharmacy. They on video, we got who was arrested. That's the reason I try to keep somebody in the city limits all the time. This is primary business. But you take that 231, there's 12 businesses down there now, that little area. You just keep growing. That's county, Tri-County, substation, and, water district.
Sheriff, will any of these deputies be used as a floater to say relieve people for the vacation time, relieve people
No,
for the
they'll be-
training time?
No,
They'll be an on-shift person? Mr. Whitaker, you see the courts grow.
There's no doubt about it that you need those positions. That the traffic is just getting, just increasing every day. We've got a lot of people that just passing through and, it's getting worse every day.
Everything's increasing as far as our accidents and working crash accidents. We're running short on troopers. We had one just retired, Ashton Mercer just retired. We only got 3 troopers, supposed to be 6 there. We got 3. Just, everybody's running short.
Sometimes when I walk in the jail, I don't see how they keep up with anything. They, do 2 or 3 jobs at a time, you know.
I'll tell you one thing we started last week. You probably noticed it Tuesday, we in court. Cheney is doing courtroom liaison now. What we used to do in the past, all the deputies would come in on court day with their case files, with speed, or somebody arrested for drunk or speeding. Now Cheney's taking everybody's case files and presenting them. Instead of them having to come to court, let's have them spend overtime. Well, if he's worked a 12-hour shift, being off at 6 o'clock in the morning, gotta be back at 9 o'clock for court on his day off. Or just work. It's a long day, long night.
Yeah.
So what we're doing now, we had Turnbull wanted to do it 10 years ago, but the judge and DA wasn't favoring it then. Now,
Somebody asked me the other day, is that a full-time position?
not for us, Cheney's still a detective.
That's what I
So
thought.
all my detectives, Cheney does that, and he does, sex offender registry. And,
Prison.
yeah, this prison, we have somebody out there, it's happened regularly. They'll call and say, hey, they'll call from Southern Missouri. Can you go out there and get Billy Bob? They called us, they let him out in 4 hours. No way we can get there in 4 hours. So I get Cheney to go take out a future justice, get the other number beside it. We go out there and get him. We have to keep him up for 10 days for him. We don't get anything for him, so we'll get him. That happens all the time.
And a lot of them stretch it out to the 10th day.
Yeah. But they do other things too, corporate security. We did have Troy over at SROs, now we're doing it, so take care of the good sergeants on this, she'll take care of that.
Would they pay you if you transferred in first day?
Sit there and do the show. If
They
they have any
eat,
medical problem, we got to group respond.
and they eat, they sleep, they eat, and they sleep.
They will change it today, become Philip Sam.
Yeah. We're constantly, it's like playing chess game every night. That's like Larry and Darren, the work crew guys, I gotta send it to Knoxville, more big prisoner up there in Knoxville. We got a drug case out here at the prison. So I got nobody else to go, so I had to send them up there to do it. I went up there last week, picked it, female.
Yes, sir. Stay in county, going back to get another female tomorrow, stay in county.
Go to the north side of Knox County up there, prison farm, jail farm.
But over the years, Sheriff, you've never asked for anything that you didn't need. As a matter of fact, that you never seemed to me like you had asked for enough.
Right. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm tired, I've always been that way, it's just the way I'm brought up. Everybody aggravates me how tired, he needs a little sheriff, how tired I am. We got to do these things over and over, so we can't keep up.
This is what,
Almost 10 cents on the tax rate from last year. I mean, not that I'm just asking.
and, we're gonna take care of that here, Chris, in a little bit.
It depends on which route the line go with it. We'll go to that, I guess the next would be phone service.
Yeah, Mayor, I guess you can do a little bit on this. We're having some problems with our internet going down with TBI for the switch that obviously I think is in your office.
Yeah, for whatever reason, that switch never should have been put here.
Correct.
That's right.
It should have never been put here.
And when Amy contacted the company that takes care of that, they were supposed to give out access and put everything out. We think the server should be down there.
On the back of the page, on the back of your agenda page, Amy did send me something.
Okay.
That's to connect it, obviously, where Sheriff Russell wants it to be.
Okay.
But,
That would move the server down there where it should have been.
from the get-go,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
And what we're running into, TBI is, if this system goes down, TBI is giving us a certain amount of time. And if that system's not back up in that certain amount of time, then you're gonna get a call, and sheriff's gonna get a call, and it's gonna start costing us money. So this, if you gentlemen would take a look at this is something that needs to happen. This should have happened when they built this building, I'm gonna say, near Carmen moved it, or,
Yeah.
Well, it sure should have happened out back during this last episode.
Oh, yeah.
A month ago.
I was back before I got sick.
Yeah.
Bill came up. We was all over the street, we just didn't know.
So, so Amy's looked into it.
yes, sir, yes, sir.
This,
And,
this would fix it.
yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. And, if somebody would take a look at that with fixing the switch, I'm gonna need a motion to pass this on to the full body or to the Budget and Finance Committee, if you don't mind.
So moved.
Motion carried by, voted by Chris Gregory. Can I get a second on that? Second by Mr. Coughlin. All in favor, say aye. All right, we're gonna move that on to Budget and Finance, Mayor, or, yes?
Yeah, probably goes to budget finance and goes to next session.
Okay, all right.
We get it,
Hopefully we won't get anybody out of bed here in this next couple months.
at least we know which switch to get. Right.
That'll be up to the sheriff and Cliff.
Yeah,
They don't call me.
They call me. They call me.
And they call me too.
This next one, we're gonna talk a little bit about the new jail, and, I believe Sheriff Russell has some numbers that we can go over, and I've got some stuff too that I need to add that's, really getting on to us. Get this new jail stuff going on. Just, some food for thought.
Yeah, y'all got this part on here, we got, Paytel Home Service, you can look at these numbers right here, this is what we've done in 4 months. Telephone service, MA telephone, that's what we brought in 4 months. Our commissary account, then our board bill. And, scratch that in for like a whole year, figured it out, that's what we made it like, that's just the average, what we brought in. And we're talking about, our new jail. I tried to get the county commission 20 years ago to do this, Lynn, take this money, earmark it towards jail expansion or new jail or renovation or whatever. They always want to keep it and offset the tax rate. There were some years I brought in a lot more than this. I had more bed space back then. Right now, we're keeping 15, 16, 17 state prisoners, it's bringing in this. Years ago, I was keeping 25. And that generated more commissary and phone lines. But they never would, clear like jail. If this had been put aside 20 years ago, how much would this be today that we could use for this jail? And that's really what it's supposed to be earmarked for. Other than that, put it in the general fund. And I'd like to see the county commission go ahead and earmark this one. I don't know what y'all think about it, or, it's. It's paying for the new jail,
You look at that,
for all of everybody.
you know, it seems like over the years, the success of a county mayor was determined by whether or not he raised taxes. And because of that, money like that was not bad. I mean, even in some counties, they have an automatic elevator clause that they raise property tax by like a nickel every year to put money back. And if you don't do that, eventually, it's going to
I've seen that happen 2 or 3 times, that's nothing.
you just keep putting it off, and all of a sudden, you say, uh-oh.
See, when Sheriff Robinson was sheriff, he didn't have a commissary, we didn't have a phone service like this. And he would only keep 5 state inmates. Those 5 state inmates brought in just enough money, we had $40,000 a year payment on our new part of the jail, which is 30 years old now. And he kept just enough to make the days, I started keeping 25. I signed a contract, keep 15, and I started bringing in all this extra paper. And, he never would do it.
Excuse me.
But it always went back in the general.
Really, I tried to get them to do it back then, they wouldn't do it before they even took the money and put it toward anything else. I talked to them.
Chair, so if you're saying with this new jail, and we can boost these state inmates up, which everybody says we can't rely on state inmates, but
Yeah, you really can't. But if you do
I've been in
this,
this business for a long time, Sheriff, there's a lot of state inmates.
but if you do this, you earmark the money that I bring in for the state inmates. I look at, if we've got 25 beds, and we keep 50 state inmates, $41 a day. You just triple this right here with 3 times what we got right here. And I'll show you the kind of money we bring in, just off that.
They're telling you not to count on that.
You don't count on it. I've only seen 2 times in the last 26 years I've been sheriff, that you could not count on it.
This is kind of what I've picked up on since I've been watching this, is that the state does not want to invest money in bricks and mortar.
Now, they want everybody to keep it going.
And so they would rather county jails be built. If you're in prison, that way they don't have money to do it. And it's much more efficient for them.
You can't count on it, but I've only seen twice when they did Morgan County, there's up there, about 3,200 pages opened up, then you get out most of the jails, but in a year's time, it's all full right up. Same way with this prison down here. We went down a little bit, they didn't bother any of ours, but they were pulling like, during COVID, they were pulling like 30 a day out of Wilson County, some, they didn't bother us. I tell them, I say, hey, I didn't keep mine. Got work crews, I contracted to keep 15. But one time it was on the Trowser County, and another county contracted with the state. Now there's more. But they wouldn't take my contract, unless I had somebody working here. Somebody high risk medical is gonna cost us a lot of money. I can let them go on with somebody that causes our problems. I'm sure that one. But it's just kind of a thought, you know, just look at it. When you do this, it makes your tax rate go up, if you do earmark this.
Count on that now. We all know we're getting 300,000 from 460. What has happened, y'all, even since the committee began to look into jails, what, 2 years ago, or now? Is this the change of the interest rate? And when Wes Robertson from CTS, I guess, when he was up here, he put, and one of the numbers that kept being pitched around earlier was 25 million to build 125 million. So I don't know, but I mean, that number was kind of the number generally used. And so he ran the numbers at what money can be borrowed for governmental wise now, and he decided a project, but it can do interest 1.5% versus less than 1% of what 2 years ago. And he ran the numbers on 25 million at 4.5% on a 20-year path. The thing would be 2 million a year. So at this point, without big tax increase, 3 million is much more we can. So I don't, the options that we have to look at is to bring the real tax back, which at $40 generates about 400,000 a year. That's right, 390, something like that. Still $40 or $80 with the increase in the number of vehicles. Okay, you might bring $1 million, but then you're looking at $1 million, you could go with the 300,000 and 280, and you're up to 1.5. But it's gonna, and one of the reasons that we suggested getting all the players in on the 31st.
Right.
Is to just have a general brainstorming session.
Just ready to bring this out and kind of,
What's the best way to approach this thing?
yeah. Cause a lot of people don't even know about the technology issue, but they don't know about generating money. They don't know anything about it.
Another issue is that there was two little phones, looking back and hindsight, looking back, the criminal justice building we have was not as well thought out as probably could have been. There was some, and you ask, I always go back to this when Jesus was raised for feeding 5,000, and the disciples came in the water and said, "What do we do?" He said, "Well, what do we got?" He said, "Well, we got 5 loaves and 2 fishes." So the way I look at it at this point is, so what do we got? Well, we got a criminal justice building that probably needs to be remodeled or walk away from.
I turned it into a juvenile courtroom and a civil courtroom.
They used in some way. Yeah, but if you do that, then you gotta, and you build off site, you've got prison transfer to deal with.
That's like last week, we had, when you came from the prison there, we had to have them set out in vans,
22,
22 state
6
prisons.
murderers.
We had to sit down in a van, bring
And
them.
they had the back door wide open, walking them in and out of the parking lot. Into the courtroom.
So what, the
When
reason
Judge
that,
Kane asked me for a prisoner, I had to yell down the hall. Michael Stafford had to yell outside to the vans so they could walk them inside. Something bad is gonna happen.
so the reason we invited, the Attorney General's office, and the Public Defender's office, all the judges, and half dozen people from your department, and Kim, because of record keeping.
So she has a hard time, she has to go to the old courthouse every day.
Is to get all the players there, and Jim Lackford from Spirit Architecture, he's gonna kind of be the facilitator, and just have a general brainstorm session, like, here's what we are, here's what our options are, this is what we can afford, and approach it from that.
Mayor, we have 2 inmates that we're transporting from River Bend. At least, well, every time Groves County has a court, there's 4 down there. But the 2 that we're transporting now, this kid Eldridge, and another one is, I want to say McGee. It's costing the sheriff right at $1,290 every time we have to go get these guys because of the people that we have to get. We're paying a deputy time and a half. We're paying a CO time and a half. We usually run a sergeant down there, pay him time and a half. And we run a CO with them down there for time and a half, 10 hours a day.
How can you do that?
Next court date is the 21st.
Better building up. These are CCA prisoners, that kill people out there.
Mhm.
I can't hold them there, you know, it's like,
We don't have anywhere to hold them.
And that expense is coming back to us.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of the people think it's prison bringing all this money, but for me, it's tearing my budget up and getting
It's
wages.
beating his budget to death with this
We need
overtime.
to go out and ask for more, don't we?
Yes.
Here's the thing. On February 21st, these 2 guys are probably going to start a 3-day trial. So you can multiply that $1,290 times 3 because we have to take them back and forth. Captain Scruggs over at the jail right now is trying to get with Wilson County to see if they will hold them for us overnight. So we don't have to
They're
take them.
going to
Take them back.
They are going to? Good.
We don't have to take them back.
So we don't have to take them back and forth to River Bend. So now we just have to do the Wilson County run, and it's not as far as River Bend. I mean, we're putting 2 hours on the road.
Well, we gotta go.
There and
next-
back.
Next Monday.
Next Monday, we have to go get them. It's coming Monday.
Yeah, it's coming.
This coming Monday, we have to go get them back again. Judge Kane signed an order for the attorney visit to visit them in Wilson County. So this is gonna be another $1,290 for that day, just so they can talk to their attorney.
And Wilson
Because
County-
River Bend will not let this attorney in to talk with them
Per day.
per day.
Well, what
Well, they'll let him in, but there's glass. They won't let him in past the glass, and he says he has papers to sign for him. I've had this attorney tell me in court, Shane, I bring him up here so I can visit with him because you accommodate me. And it's costing Sheriff Russell $1,290 a day. That's the, sometimes we send 2 sergeants
Just to make that trip.
just to make that trip.
And you ain't got Wayland and Cheney, a lot of times a little shallow. So if you got high profile cases like this with a murder thing, Wayland and Cheney be like it's.
Well, and 2 chase cars.
Wayland's just staying in shadows, watching in case somebody gets try to get on or break them out.
I didn't want to hurt your ears by putting Lieutenant Cheney's pay in here and Chief's pay in here, because then you're looking at some serious money. But the whole thing is, Sheriff Russell doesn't have anybody to hold these people. Like I said, we're running them out of the vans. So,
But when you take our, we got 4 officers over there, and we usually put ours, so they don't think that is. There's no way we can't put our prisoners in, prison prisoners, and vice versa, they don't want it. They try to keep them separated, core civic, state prisoners.
well, that's the whole thing. The last time we did this thing with Judge Kane, McGee can't be anybody, so he ties up the big cell. And McGee and Eldridge, they're keep separate from everybody. They're on max security. They have to be separated by themselves, so they take up to 2 big cells. Now, have you been to the Justice Center where you walk around the corner and you have that one little cell that holds about 4 people? And then the next one holds about 5. Well, all these, plus what we're running out of the courtroom, or running out of the jail, are in those 6-man cells. So what we do is we line them up in the hallway. And when the judge calls for them, I let them know in the hallway that I need this person, and we take them in, out of the hallway.
That's what it is, all secure.
Out of the hallway with the back door open, because sometimes I gotta yell down the hall to get these guys out of the van. It's not good. It's not good.
No.
And it's bad on the sheriff because he worries about that stuff.
We think they, of course, should be bearing the cost of this.
No, there are inmates.
They have become.
Those murders happened in Trousdale Turner.
They out there serving the sentence, that sentence is up.
There are.
They've got indicted through Charlton County for killing somebody out there. So technically, they're done with them.
Mhm.
So what I have to do, I have to call the state, say, I need y'all to say, keep holding these people, I can't hold them. They were in state custody when they committed this murder. And I need y'all to hold them because I can't. So what they're doing is they're just holding them for us. They won't transport them. They'll transport all their people, but particularly they're not theirs, they're ours.
They should be paying us a flat annual fee to cover stuff like that, I think.
Well, no, you're lucky they're not charging you.
Yeah,
Because
so
they
this
could
is
be
two
charging the
different things.
sheriff.
This is not core civic. This is the state of Tennessee.
Yeah, this is a state.
So core civic's not on the law, but the crimes took out that.
Yes. Yes. The murders happened in Core Civic, which is Sheriff Russell County. Riverbend is holding them for Sheriff Russell, thank God, because he's got to go
They got
report
four
those
down
people
right now.
out there.
One just played out last month, 2 months ago. It was 5 of them. And we got one in Wilson County, and 2 murders. They hadn't charged me anything. They've been there almost 2 years.
Freeman, I forgot about him, yeah. That's
They
3.
didn't charge me a dime.
He's got 5. Those people could be charging us.
So if we had capacity, we won't hold.
Sure.
Capacity in the means to hold them,
The
yeah.
means, yes.
But you don't want to put maximum security inmates in
The DUI.
But I'm saying you'd have to have a maximum security wing.
Well, if
It
the
wouldn't even take a wing.
a new facility that would hold them all would.
Most of your cells now, you got like the oratory style, like one guy, then you got 2-man cells. Then you can see with 1 and 2 patients. Or have 2 in there, then you open up about certain times for hour and day visitation, do their exercise and stuff. Oh, just however you set it up. With the way things is going out here, we need to do something. We those figures that we're getting.
And another thing here is, thank God Sheriff's been able to take care of this. We haven't had recreation for these guys in a whole lot of years. That's gonna come back to bite us.
I've asked, how many times I brought this up, behind the jail, it's eroded out real bad. And I have asked the county commission, budget and finance, I've asked the building grounds to look at it, to go back there and build that back up. It's eroded away so bad that
It's underneath
you
the
crawl
fence.
underneath the outside rec yard. So TCI told me we use it. It's just not safe.
Mr. Banks also said, talking about what we could do, not to tear that building down, usually workouts or something.
They said one prevented that we move out of the door, so we got 44 beds, we'll drop to 20 beds, as far as the space wise.
To meet today's codes,
Yes,
but still, 20 bids.
20 beds is the way the sheriff wants to set it up, and 20 beds making you money.
Yeah, I'd like to start off and they work with this program. Whether to go to work here today, working in Bill Brass, or maybe the grocery store, or wood factory.
Is it Dyer County where the sheriff's on top of that?
They got 40 going out today working.
When I was meeting with Jim Hardy, I said, guys, I don't know if the final solution is just to keep doing bigger things. Some point in time, you know, you get.
I even tried to start it now, but I thought about trying to use our justice bill over, use Excel, but they said, you gotta have windows. We gotta have an actual light coming in, and stuff. And I've got Jerry Ford that said something about it, Neil Grass, and Wood Factory. There's different ones, like the hire, it makes it come to work. Fire color. Wood Factory, they take five. Same way, they go in there and work, they get a paycheck, you take their money, you pay off the court costs, fees and fines, everything you the county don't get.
Building a camp, so they got.
They've got some cash,
And they pay
Plus
off.
everything's paid.
And,
more money for the county.
you have to get your GED, and when they get out, they got a job, they got money to start with this. I think he said an 8%. Still,
We just get another vicious cycle.
It's a terrible cycle.
plus they charge $20 a day an inmate. There's grant money, you can buy a van with, hire somebody to transport, factor meals. Government League started, so Lee Electric, his company, is made up of most convicted felons. 8% of people are convicted felons, so we took in and trained, gave them
Change.
And a lot of them, that's all they need. They just need to walk out and have something stable besides walk outside, look at the sun and say, what do I do now? So, I mean, it's vicious. In your work packet, Terry, you have, a roster of the cells, starts with cell 8, cell 9, 10, the side cells, females in cell 4. 8, 9, and 10 have 10 bunks in them. As you can see, cell 8 is full. The next person who gets arrested is going on the floor. Cell 10 has already got 4 people on the floor because we took one in tonight. 7A and 7B are side cells. We try to keep those for people that aren't compatible with other inmates and mentally ill people. The drunk tank, everybody knows what a drunk tank is. And cell 6, I think, is the biggest waste of space in the world, but it's a place that we have put bodies from other counties that we take in here from court. Because a lot of times we're running to Wilson, we're running to Macon, we're running to Smith, picking people up, bringing them back here to our court, and paying somebody overtime to take them back to Wilson, take them back to Macon, take them back to Smith.
We had one just got out there, over at this, I think Charles, one of the rest of Charles.
Yes, John Leonard, yeah, we just did him. The 2 female cells, well, the 1 female cell their capacity in there is 6. We're picking up a female in the morning, so there's gonna be one on the floor in there. Cell 4 used to be a work crew cell, but because the sheriff says we have too many females, he asked me to move work crew into cell 9, so we could put females in cell 4 to go with the female cell, to put them on the floor. It's nuts.
Then every time we get down to 3 or 4 females, we put them all back in the cell together.
Yep.
And about 10 days later, we got 15 women again, I
Yep.
put them back up.
Yep.
Like playing music.
Always on my shift.
What is the range of charges for these women? Everything on the song?
Yeah, just
Well, I can tell you, Teresa Marshall's a state inmate, Shavers is a state inmate,
So
Kelly
is the
Priestley
prison
is a state
cases.
inmate, Mr. Torres is a state inmate, Casey Conyer is a state inmate now, Brooklyn Jenkins, she's county, Charlene Ladd is county, Janet Sprose is a state inmate, Julie Sand is a state inmate, Jennifer White is a state inmate, Rebecca Payne is a state inmate, and Errol Wilder is a state inmate.
State census.
No, there are cases.
No, there are cases.
There are cases.
But they're sentences, well,
But they're saying stuff like
and get
So
a
they fall under
female,
the state.
trying to get a female in the state custody. They might take 6 months to get one in.
But they're considered a state inmate.
they're all violation of probation, not a Judge Kane court or Judge Collins.
I get paid to house them unless they haven't been sentenced. They gotta be sentenced for like, I can charge for it. I think we got 17,
18 today.
18 today.
Yes, sir.
You got state inmates right now, 18, but
Out of the 42.
Well, I just think there are enough death people in this county.
I hope so, because I want to see Sheriff Russell get some help, and I'm sure everybody here does. Because sooner or later, somebody's gonna break into one of your cars, somebody's gonna break into your garage. Hopefully, nobody's gonna break into anybody's houses, but it could happen. I don't want to see it happen, but it might happen. I don't want to see anybody
that's
get
why for
hurt.
me, I wish it was like when I first started. There were 4 people in jail the first day I started. And, we had 12 meetings. And we thought it was tough, but, which it was, we only had 1 deputy. We had to do everything, we didn't have any COs, we had to fix lunch, get out, cut the grass, work the courts. We stayed busy back then. We're busy than we do now, but it's just a change of times. But everybody said about going to jail, I said, I'd rather stay there than I retire. But the state's telling me we can't do that. We don't have to.
We're one of the 2 oldest areas in the state.
You know, that's a Clay County, and they're breaking ground.
And to your credit, these guys say that at least you kept what you got up today and clean,
He does an excellent
But I
job.
tell you, it started to take its toll.
or we would really be in super trouble if it was something they would tell me about one jail that just trashed.
I've had them tell me, which I've been in some that were like
Dungeons.
200 beds, 10-year-old jail for worse than that.
Dungeons. Mayor, if you want to come on by, I can show you the spots where you can't step.
Well, I mean, it's gotta be done, I mean, that's no question, no question about that, it's just how we do it.
I tell you what we had to do last week. We had a water line that burst underneath the concrete slab. We used 136,000 gallons of water. We didn't know it was leaking. The water meter is 4 foot underground. You have to dig down there to get to the meter. You have to climb down in there into the ground to get to the meter. We didn't know it was leaking. The water department got our numbers. And, we couldn't figure out where it coming from. You go out there, open the sewer drain up, water leaking in anything, water's gonna go through that. It's dry. Where it come from? What it was, underneath that slab is, crushed rock. It's pretty good sized rock, it's chunk rock, I like it, yes, I remember what it did in. And it's probably 6 or 8 foot of that, going down into the ground and up there. So all the water was going right straight down, we didn't see it anywhere. Because
It was running.
using 14 gallons a minute. So what we had to do was, every 30 minutes, we go back there and cut the
Turn the
water
water off.
for 5 minutes, then cut it back off. And luckily Darren was able to go with some pegs, come out of the ground on one side of the jail, or come up out of the ground, but the jail, put the pegs on there, ran up overhead and down all the way to the other side of the jail, and went down through the closet that way, and they could hook up and just bypass it. Instead of outside, you go there and bust all the concrete floor up. We'd have to ship
We gotta
everybody
move.
out. Yeah, that moves.
Yeah, we did.
That's just a Band-Aid on it.
And that's just a Band-Aid, because
That's all.
it's building up condensation right now, and it's, I hope it doesn't go up there.
And the mold and moisture, especially with the women are, if we have to walk like the wall down cotton and sit down there.
We keep floor fans in there a lot of times.
I think one thing that I would like to accomplish in this man to be doing the work session with the commissioners, is to have all this understood. It comes down to taking it full cover, so here's where we are. There's no question about that. Here's where we are, these are our options, this is how we can pay for it.
I wish it would happen that way, because there's so many people that on the commission who have no idea what that man's going through right now. All they see is, why do you want more people? Why do you want more people? Why do you want more people? He does not ask for anything that he needs. Until he asks me for a helicopter, until he asks his commission for a helicopter, I'm gonna give it to him. Because he does not ask for anything he doesn't need.
I think all the commissioners need to do a walkthrough too.
I invited,
I need more than a walkthrough.
Yeah, they do more than that.
I mean, they walk through and they walk out.
Well, they need a tour, with the tour guide.
Sunday night, there's not, they intentionally stopped the toilets. They put two work shirt stripes down it. Plastic bottles, chicken bones, and it cost $800 something for people to come out there and run some.
What's the overtime?
Our sewer line is just a residential type line. Your new jails like this, they got a grinder where they go up in the system, right? And it's every few months. Sometimes it's not. It's just so much.
So much flow.
I agree with Mayor as far as the work session. I think seeing the numbers that it's costing for the rest of the commission is gonna be eye-opening enough to understand that there's a need that needs to be filled.
I've done this since I've been on this commission. Steve has done it, he's seen the numbers grow. They just don't understand, well, I don't know if they don't want to understand, but it's growing. It's growing.
And if they want to judge level,
Oh, we
we talked before, here's how we have. But James, how you got down there? You got off, anybody out? I said, yeah, I've got 16 minutes back, I need to get 2 or 3 hours, let me work on it. We'll come back on probation. Judge Level does it all the
I
time.
do that with Judge Wimble. Before court, I'm in his office every day with my list, and I'm saying, listen, can you help me with this? Can you help me with this? Sometimes he can't, but
There's some you
Judge
just-
Linville and Judge Kane, they have been a blessing for this jail.
Yeah, it wasn't,
We
they
would
would have
be
CDA locked up.
We'd be in trouble.
Is there any state or federal money that could help assist with the
There's
jail?
Building,
The only thing I know of is, mental health. Just grant money.
one of the congressmen said, what we need is about $1 million steps for this jail. They said, we wish, for a county our size, I would be opposed to it. So we should do this.
Yeah.
And I just start with Senator Hale, and I'll see him tomorrow, and Senator Rhodes represented here today. And so here we are. Another thing that's real concerning about this, guys, is other counties I've talked to with running jails. I know Cheatham County had to fire their architect after 2 years. They're looking at 61 million for 200 beds, and they're sitting back and said, come back 6 months, let's look at this. And then these things can, even once you start building one, things can get so out of hand if you don't stay right on top of
That's what happened to the Justice Center. Nobody stayed right on top of it.
We really wouldn't ask.
it. So if you look at 10 million, you're probably gonna spend 12. If you look at 25, you're probably gonna spend 30. And again, one of the reasons we're having this meeting in a couple of weeks is to hear everybody's input. Hear that, this, hear that. And information is powerful, communication is powerful, people need to know.
People need to know. Yes, sure they do. They do need to know. Anything? Where?
Some of the other thing I'm working on today, we started this week, we're looking at putting, narrow back in all three school systems. Talked about that today, and, the lady from, the heads up there from, through, THP, Highway Patrol, she called me the other day and went off how to do it, and I said, well, I wanted to do it in the past, but, the director didn't do it. But now, he's on board with it. There's a lot different than it was, one of the, we talked years ago, we probably talked to your boss there. That's how long it's been. And, it's a 10-step program, and I plan on letting all three SROs do it in the school area. We're gonna go train this summer for about 10 days in Wilson County, and, get certified to teach the program. And we do it different ways, do a class a week, there's different ways to do it. It's not just drugs and alcohol, it's bullying, self-respect, it's just like wellness type, taking care of yourself, getting along with others, communication skills. It's a lot of different things to it than just drug education. It's awesome. It's awesome. And she's gonna come up with that. It's all pretty much free money. The only thing we're gonna have to spend a little bit, I've got that $80,000 account that I can spend nothing else on with drug education.
I think we're meeting at 7 o'clock.
I didn't. You got another meeting at 7?
But somebody must think we are, they like,
Oh, gosh, I hope not.
I'll give you anything.
You know, tonight, the meeting have been really informative because, you know, I'm in the jail several days a week and I see some of the problem. And that's reading to it. And when you said, and when you said, just big figures down there, that doesn't mean a lot. But the way that you have broke it down, you can actually see where it does add up to those big numbers. I mean, something's got to be done and done quick. Not only is the price to fix it going up, I mean, we said no lawsuits that could come from all kinds of directions. It's got to be addressed. You've been a little too nice. This is my third time as commissioner, and you sure just got to let them know. I mean,
It's gotta be done.
it's got to be done. Because you always present a low budget when you go in, and you got them thinking that you really don't need that much extra money. And I would not back up. I would not back up on
It
that.
takes everything that I put in the budget to make it. The only place we're saving just about is, line items for I hadn't hired anybody, we're running short for a year, two officers and two correcting officers.
You have worked your employees to death, and over the years, you have had cars on the road that should have been taken off probably 5 years earlier, and then they still complain when you come and ask for new ones. You can just patch so much, but we are sitting on the probability of lawsuits coming if we don't do something. it's still tragedy for that happened.
If during the COVID, we keep people up in the other field.
If they do that.
Mr. Stafford, I mean, even trying to move those, you got, you know, I mean,
All them skate on it.
yeah. yeah.
A bunch of stuff.
Walk around the building to shower.
Mm.
We didn't have a shower.
These issues got to be addressed and looked into
We're having
and
to take it
fixed.
from the home sale to the
Outside.
take them around outside to the community room, take a shower. We've had 6 days in there. Don't go.
Chris, if you write down, showed up at 7 o'clock.
We're not dealing with little misdemeanors anymore.
I know it is.
Yeah.
Get used to, when I first started, you knew everybody back there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, other than that, capabilities and what they could do.
Chris?
They didn't lock the doors at night. Lock the night, they come right on over and evening.
I'd love that. That'd have been awesome.
Come out and work the radio at night.
That'd be awesome.
I realized there was a need, but they seemed to break down this, I guess didn't realize it was that bad.
Exactly.
So, yeah, this is very eye-opening.
One reason I hadn't asked for these extra officers is because our pay rate was so low. I couldn't hire anybody because we weren't paying enough. What good would 4 more positions do when I couldn't fund enough to pay what I already got? Everybody else was going somewhere else. Every time I trained 2 or 3, they'd be gone. 2 or 3 more, they'd be gone. 4 more positions, that won't get me. So we get the numbers up and stay competitive. This is going to remain that way. We've got to stay competitive. Man, I was talking about increasing our dispatch, 2 more without 2 on that.
Yeah, I was looking at this. She did.
And I'll tell them the reason for that, we're having to stay on the phone longer.
Oh,
You understand where I'm coming from.
right, sir.
Y'all call like quite a bit too, then.
Well, when I first came here, if we ran 90 calls in a month, we were busy. Now we're averaging about 120 to 130 calls a month. Only gonna get more busy as time goes.
I'm on fire call. Good bit too.
That's the whole thing, more people, more people. More cars on the road.
There's about 10 more houses going in next to.
Very close to doing the size of city.
License is 47.6, you're supposed to include the prison, but you're gonna have to. Occasionally, by the time 30 goes away.
Mayor?
On the side note, somebody, if I get all these requests, somebody stopped in the parking lot yesterday, so there's a old Mercury sitting on the side of Morrison Street, been there 7, 8 years. We need to do something about it. Can I legally do something about that, or I gotta try to track down on it? It took an act of Congress to get that parking lot beside the old town center thing that, I now got another very great vehicle, but I contacted it, I moved it. But I thought that was called Morgan. So Mercury, Blue Green,
Getting set off though.
yeah, where Craig Moreland was getting ready to build something else, so right there.
It's not in the roadway, it's off the road.
Yeah. It has an old license plate, and they track that down, that old number. Then you send
I'm
them a
gonna come
letter.
back and,
Huh?
I'm gonna come back and play that, I hope they can register tomorrow.
Very good, good enough.
But the warrants clerk that they want, give this, you read on that, people fuss about, no one enforces covenants. Or Sam doesn't have time to do it, you don't have personnel to do it.
No, it's not, they don't follow the thing.
Well, if, would a warrants clerk have particular time to do some of that?
I don't know.
Okay,
They will be busy.
okay.
Codes enforcement is a big issue.
Code enforcement is a nightmare that Matt needs.
Yeah, I've seen some things in my neighborhood that needs to be cleaned up, starting out.
That's why I asked a lot, like I said, Sam doesn't have time, you don't have personnel. It's the same.
Now, that warrants clerk, when, that's approved, it's, we're gonna be busy.
Okay.
Anything else about, this jail or anything? I got one more thing, if you don't mind, real quick, brought up in a work session, transporting EDP people. I'd like for y'all to back that if you don't mind. I mean, that's a big thing, it takes a lot off the sheriff. Takes a lot of headache off of Matt.
Save a lot of overtime.
Oh, a ton of overtime. I guess Captain Scruggs is gonna put it out above the wire if everything's approved, and I think we're looking at Fairford. Merrimack, that's it. You don't want anything to do with it.
I would never, if we pick them up at the scene and transport them to the hospital, we can do that. That's perfectly fine.
Y'all really don't
with us.
have time.
But to
No,
go from
they don't.
in a facility, we wouldn't be able to get a medical necessity for
No,
that. We couldn't
we
do
don't.
it.
Because usually when we take somebody, well, they keep us waiting for an hour or two.
Yeah, and you know, you can go
We
anywhere.
can't, people can't leave.
They tell us an hour and 45 minutes, you
Yeah.
can sit in your car if you like, just give your phone number.
Yeah.
So,
So it's,
that's where we're at.
we can't bill for that because they don't have a medical necessity to go by ambulance.
So, that's another good thing Sheriff Russell got going with that is, I mean, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Grant knows about that,
I do.
and I cannot wait. It's gonna be the best thing. That's gonna be icing on the cake for me for this probably 6 months. Because that is such a nightmare.
We should get the hospital to keep them inside the hospital.
Well, I say, you know, if you let the door, if they want out, they can go out.
We go over there and help them as much as we can, they got no security up there. Call us off top of the bed, which we do have, they have us.
They knew, but the same thing, while you have an officer sitting up there, Sheriff, you got something going on in the street, you got something going on,
But you gotta send a correction officer up there.
you're paying us overtime.
No, I have no problem with the sport and that thing, about the building. I questioned it last time, but, you know, like you and Johnson made it sound last time like Matt was gonna be.
I wanted Matt to take it, I wanted to keep the money in town.
Well,
But-
yeah, nice,
No
but.
money for us to make on those, we can't bill for it.
I wanted to keep the money in town, but
Yeah,
I
It's
really
not
like.
gonna cost the county anything, yeah, it's a no-brainer.
It's free. It's free.
Yeah, just like a corporate liaison, let's say, too, stuff like that all the time. What we kind of cover, we're trying to figure out ways to do the same thing. We always have. Continue to do that.
Yeah, they 6 or 8 officers standing in that courtroom for 4 or 5 hours getting paid time and a half. Now he's got one gentleman who's getting paid anyway to be on duty, just to pick it up.
A lot too.
And the night shift, I felt so bad for them guys. I always try to push them to the front, but as everybody knows, attorneys go first.
That's how we lost our officer in Lebanon a few years ago. He had a DUI and stayed over late and fell asleep on home.
Just over a court case.
Well, it was a DUI that
Over a
he
DUI.
got, you know, early morning and.
Yeah.
It's
You work a 12-hour shift, you get up to lay over 3 or 4 hours.
it's
You're worn out, especially if you're on your third night.
And it's really rough when you're working 12-hour shifts, you get off at 6 in the morning. And some of these deputies drive out of town an hour, so they get home at 7, take a nap, and have to get up at 8, to be back to court at 9, then have to go back to work at 6 at night. I mean, that's,
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
or get to general sessions where, you know, the attorneys say, well, we're gonna bind it over grand jury, or we're gonna put it off 6 months. It's for nothing.
That's the whole
It
thing.
happens all the time.
Or they put it off until next Friday and they do it all over again next Friday and they'll put it over, and they'll put it off again.
That's
And then finally they'll bound it over to the grand jury.
It's cost the county $1,000 in one case, overtime.
It's not there to them folks.
Well, he's working on it. You gotta see his desk. He's working on it. He's working on it.
Jason Lawson is the one that came to me, we tried to do it years ago. Over Jason Lawson came to me last month, 2 months ago, that's the reason they do it, yeah. Good. The judges will do it, that's what they did.
Is that enough work to be considered a full-time job, or is that?
No, not really, I got Cheney doing it, doing all the case files, and, I've got a detective slot open right now, and I plan on filling it. Randy went to the high school, that's all, I just got Cheney Troy, but, their plates are about full, I'm getting ready to promote somebody else. Detective. Hopefully tomorrow, I'll have a guy that's got 15 years of experience, and, sounds real good, maybe I expect tomorrow we'll have a full staff over the jail and McDonald's in the county right now. We still got 10 more weeks. We'll be full staff. Longer than that. We never have, you ever working there, we never had a full staff, maybe once, 2 out a year.
Yeah, with all of
2
it,
or 3 years, might have once.
it's been short for a while. Off and on, at least.
I was a bit surprised as and mayor, because I sound like kids. I see what the money goes. And this is cost. I wish we could create some more efficiencies. System-wide. Place to go, yeah, I'm assuming the jail will back up in school. That's the way it is. Yeah. County keeps growing and the pressure, and keep throwing this word infrastructure out there, with the pressure on the infrastructure. And most of these counties have old water systems that are so outdated, it's incredible. Traffic is going to just be a nightmare.
Watching something on TV about a year ago, they talked about the infrastructure in the United States. It's so bad, bridges, sewer, water lines, there's no way that they'll keep it up,
We use the jails as an example, and they just, even the hospital up there, you know, they just keep patching it up. You know, the codes, the buildings are so old.
Mayor, I know some of the invoices that you haven't been signing is from Dr. Carey's office, the money that he has saved his county, sending people to the hospital. I mean, he's doing stitches, we stitched a girl up today. She had an abscess, he lanced it, you know, instead of sending these people to the hospital for every little thing. We had a guy fall the other night and he had to go to the hospital to get stitches. Dr. Carey said, no, just bring him to me. Dr. Carey came in that night, stitched him up. You know, I mean, that's all with his contract stuff that the sheriff set up with Dr. Carey. A ton of money saving us, taking people to the hospital 2 or 3 times a week, the meds. I mean, everything is cut down to
And it's quick
what they
response.
need.
And it's quick response.
Good responses. He's got good nurses that work, you know, in the jail for the sheriff. They care. They really care. So, I mean, they're just, it's all about, he's tried to save so much money, it's crazy. I mean, it's working. He's doing it. Sure you don't want it, Matt? What else you want?
I can post the pictures.
Well, heck, I guess I could call you good.
I didn't do signature yet, but wait till I'm at it.
Anybody got anything else? Appreciate everybody coming tonight.
Just enough that I just heard.
Yeah. We got some lines full here. Everybody good? I'll take a adjournment. Second. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks for your service.
I enjoyed it.
Thanks for your service. Go Vols.
Go, Bob.
That's it.